My dear friend, I want to speak with you today about something that will change the way you see your entire existence. Life is not the struggle that so many believe it to be. Life is not a battle where only the strong survive. Life is a game. A magnificent game with rules that are both ancient and eternal. When I first discovered this truth many years ago, it revolutionized everything I thought I knew about success, happiness, and the way things come to us in this world. You see, most people are playing this game without knowing the rules. They stumble through their days wondering why some prosper while others struggle. They ask why good things happen to some and not to others. The answer is simple. Some know the rules and some do not. The most fundamental rule of this game is what we now call the law of attraction, though I prefer to call it the law of the word. For you see, everything begins with what we speak. Every word that leaves your lips is a seed. Every thought you dwell upon is a command to the invisible forces around you. The Bible tells us that death and life are in the power of the tongue. This is not poetry. This is law. Let me share with you how I came to understand this. I once knew a woman who would say every morning, "I always miss the streetcar," and indeed she did. Every single day she would arrive at the corner just as the car pulled away. Her daughter, however, would say, "I always catch the streetcar just in time." And she did. Same corner, same family, but two very different experiences because of two very different words. You might think this is coincidence, but I assure you it is not. The subconscious mind takes everything we say as instruction. It does not judge whether our words are wise or foolish. It simply obeys. When you say, "I never have enough money," your subconscious sets about proving you right. When you declare, "I am always lucky in business," it works day and night to make that true as well. This is where most people go wrong in understanding attraction. They think it is about wanting things badly enough or visualizing hard enough, but the real power lies in what we speak over our lives consistently. Your words are your wand. They shape your world with more precision than any tool ever invented. I have seen this demonstrated thousands of times. A man came to me once, desperate for work. He had been searching for months with no success. As we talked, I noticed how he spoke about his situation. "No one wants to hire me," he would say. "There are no good jobs out there. I'm too old to find decent work." Every sentence was a command to his subconscious to keep him unemployed. I taught him to change his words completely. Instead of speaking lack, he began to declare, "My perfect work is seeking me right now. I am irresistibly drawn to the right position. Divine intelligence is opening the way for my highest good." Within 2 weeks, he received 3 job offers. The same man, the same qualifications, but entirely different words, creating an entirely different reality. This brings us to one of the most important aspects of this law. You cannot attract what you want by speaking about what you lack. This seems to confuse many people. They say they want prosperity while constantly talking about their bills. They desire love while complaining about loneliness. They seek health while focusing on every ache and pain. This is like trying to drive forward while facing backward. The game requires that you speak as if you already possess what you desire, not as someone who is trying to get something, but as someone who already has it. This feels strange at first, I know. When your bank account is empty, it seems foolish to say, "I am abundantly supplied." But remember, you are not speaking to your current circumstances. You are speaking to the law that creates circumstances. Let me tell you about a woman who grasped this principle beautifully. She had only $8 to her name and faced eviction from her apartment. Instead of lamenting her poverty, she blessed those $8. She spoke over them saying, "I bless this money and all money that comes to me. Like the loaves and fishes, it is multiplied in divine order." She set her table as if expecting abundance. She dressed as if prosperity was already hers. Within days, through a series of events that seemed miraculous, but were actually the law in perfect operation, she received exactly what she needed. Money came to her from forgotten sources. Opportunities appeared from unexpected directions. Why? Because her words aligned with her desires, instead of contradicting them. But here is what many teachers of attraction forget to mention. Words alone are not enough if they are spoken from a heart filled with resentment, fear, or unforgiveness. The soil of the heart must be prepared before the seeds of our words can grow. I once treated a woman who could not understand why her affirmations for health seemed powerless. She spoke the right words, visualized perfectly, yet remained ill. As we talked, I discovered she harbored deep resentment toward someone who had wronged her years earlier. This resentment was like poison in her system, neutralizing every positive word she spoke. When she finally forgave, truly forgave from her heart, her health returned almost immediately. This taught me that the law of attraction works through love, not force. A heart that blesses cannot be cursed. A mind that forgives cannot be imprisoned by circumstances. This is why I always tell my students to begin each day by forgiving everyone and everything. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be free. Resentment is a burden too heavy for any human heart to carry. When you release it, you release yourself to receive all the good that has been waiting for you. Now, let me give you some practical steps for playing this game with mastery. First, become aware of your habitual words. Most people have no idea what they say repeatedly. They speak defeat, limitation, and fear without even noticing. For 1 week, simply listen to yourself. Write down the phrases you use most often. You may be surprised at what you discover. Second, choose new words deliberately. If you always say, "I can't afford it," change it to, "That is not where I choose to spend my money right now." If you habitually complain, "I never have time," replace it with, "I am organizing my time to include what matters most." Small changes in speech create large changes in experience. Third, speak your good as if it is already yours. Instead of saying, "I hope to be successful," declare, "I am successful in all my endeavors." Rather than, "I wish I could find love," affirm, "I am surrounded by love and loving relationships." The difference between hoping and declaring is the difference between wishing and commanding. Fourth, bless everything in your life, especially what you want to change. This may sound strange, but blessing dissolves resistance. When you fight against your circumstances, you bind them to you. When you bless them, you set them free to transform. I have seen people bless their way out of poverty, illness, and loneliness. Blessing is one of the most powerful tools in this game. Finally, act as if your words are already manifesting. If you affirm prosperity, carry yourself like a prosperous person. If you declare perfect health, move like a healthy person. If you speak of love, love yourself and others freely. The law responds not just to what you say, but to who you are being. Remember, this is not about deceiving yourself or denying reality. This is about understanding that your current reality was created by your past thinking and speaking. If you want a different future, you must think and speak differently today. The game of life rewards those who play by its rules with precision and persistence. Every day you have the opportunity to speak new words, think new thoughts, and create new experiences. The law never takes a day off. It is working right now, this very moment, responding to the words you have just heard, and the thoughts you are thinking as you listen. What will you choose to speak over your life today? What seeds will you plant with your words? What reality will you command into existence? The power is in your hands, or rather, on your tongue. Use it wisely. Use it lovingly. And use it with the absolute confidence that comes from knowing the rules of the greatest game ever played. Your life is waiting for your word. Speak it boldly. Speak it clearly. And watch in wonder as the invisible becomes visible, and your spoken word takes form in your experience. This is your birthright, your privilege, and your power. The game of life is yours to win.